This is Steve Coleman. The date is March 19th, 2019. I'm on the front porch of our barn welcome center at Buckhorn Creek Ranch. I guess I should apologize for the cars going by, but that's the reality of it right here. The people are going to work this morning. This is a Tuesday, I think, and it's pretty early in the morning. It's a chilly morning here in the South Georgia area. The dogs up there are Kangal on the left. She's the mama. She's a Kangal. Anatolian Shepherd. The one to the right of her is called Rue. He's the male Great Pyrenees. And the one to the right of him is the offspring of the Kangal mama and the Great Pyrenees daddy. We call her Addie. It's a beautiful morning, sun is just coming up. We've got our chores to do in a few minutes. We've got some calves, some bottle babies, calves, dairy calves that we have to feed. Chickens that we have to take care of, and garden that we're trying to plant. These dogs, by the way, their function around here is to be pets, but also they don't allow any kind of predators to come around our farm. They guard the place. They do not take kindly to any intrusion on their territory by any predators, other canines, of course, coyotes and other dogs that might stray up here will have a rude awakening if they try to get into the boundaries of the farm. These dogs have been bred for that function for possibly thousands of years, to work with shepherds in different places where people used to herd sheep and goats and cattle. And there are many places in the world where they still do that job as shepherds. In the Anatolian region of Turkey, they still do that, and these dogs are still used for that purpose. And the Great Pyrenees is from the Pyrenees Mountains in Europe, and serves the same purpose. They needed to be large because their main predator was wolves. And so they had to be a pretty sturdy dog to take on a wolf. And they're up to the task. What I had on my mind this morning was a little discussion about the truth. Now, there was a man once that walked the earth some 2,000 years ago, known as Yeshua the Messiah. I'll say his name again, Yeshua the Messiah, aka Jesus Christ. His name was Yeshua, a Hebrew name that means save or salvation or save me. And Yeshua the Messiah spoke of the truth and said that if you would know the truth would set you free. And this set millions of people throughout the ages on a quest to determine exactly what is truth. I think there are many truths. It's not just one truth. But the opposite of the truth is a lie. Another way to put that is that the truth represents light, and the other side of that is dark. Another way of putting it is that light is good and dark is bad. This is a reality of our existence on earth. But in order to discover the truth, you're not going to discover the truth, all of the truths, but you have to discover or learn or be shown the certain truth. I'll call it the keystone of truth, before you can discover other truth. And I'll start with the most fundamental truth of all, to me, the question that all of us face as we become aware of the world around us as we grow up, and we've all faced this, and that question is there a God? I pause between these thoughts to sip a cup of coffee and to let the cars go by. Cars going to work. Trucks, log trucks go by here sometimes. People hurrying on to their lives. The question of whether there's a God or not comes up pretty early in life. Some people, their parents teach them that. Some people have parents that are agnostic or don't believe in God, and it doesn't mean that the children won't ponder the question. They do. Everybody ponders the question. And once you get, well, let me tell you what the truth is. There's a God. This is my version of the truth. There is God. The opposite of that would be a person that says there's no God, and they call that an atheist. Well, this is my belief, as long as you're an atheist and deny the existence of God, which is the same as denying the existence of the truth, you can't move forward with learning other truths. And also, if you deny the existence of God, that's darkness, by the way, then you are set up to be fooled in a lot of other ways. That is, you won't be able to learn the truth, many of the other truths that you need to learn in order to become a mature spiritual being. Okay, I'll make a confession. There was a time in my life when I denied the existence of God. That was about the time that I was 18, 19 years old. And I went around saying that there was no God. I realize now that the reason that I was saying that was not because I really believed it, but because I was confused about it. And I really was reaching out to someone to explain it to me, challenge me in a loving way, debate me. Well, it really didn't happen. Mostly what I got was condemnation from religious authorities and other authorities, rather than the loving correction that I was looking for. Well, I eventually came around to believe and know that I hate to use the word know, because I don't think that we know anything for sure. Let's go back and use the word belief. I came to the belief that there was a God, that He created us, and I think I was corrected by my Father in heaven, who is God, through certain thoughts that He gently placed in my mind, and certain experiences which He allowed me to go through so that I could learn. So the theme of this discussion is simply, that's the first truth that a person has to get under their belt before they can learn other truths. I'm going to end this by saying that I believe there's a God. I believe that He sent Yeshua, the Messiah, aka Jesus Christ, to earth in human form in order to work a redemptive process, a miraculous redemptive process that would result in we human beings be eventually becoming part of the immortal realm, commonly known as heaven, another dimension, if you will. So I would like to encourage you out there that are studying, thinking about these things, to approach it with an open mind. I don't think God can ever be proven nor disproven. It ultimately is a belief. God made it that way, in my opinion. If God could be proven, then there would be no reason for anybody to doubt it. It's the way that He designed things in order to bring us as mortal into the immortal. So, think about it, and think about it with an open mind. And I can tell you this is just my opinion, can't prove any of it. Once you get the God truth under your belt, then you can hold on, because it's going to be a nice ride of learning and discovering other truths. Some of them will surprise you very much as you begin to discover how many truths there are. And for every truth out there, there is a corresponding lie that many of us have believed since we were children. And when we learn those truths, the truth will set you free. It's a long journey too. I'm 68 years old, almost 69, and I have learned some truths within the last 2 years that I never would have thought. But I'm amazed at those truths, and I would like to hope that my talk will be used by God to help some of you along in that journey. This is Steve Coleman, signing off. Okay, this is Steve Coleman again. I just got through with my little speech on truth, and I just looked out there and wanted to show you something. There's the Kangal and the Great Pyrenees, and this is one of the interesting characteristics or things about these dogs. That's Rue. No, that's... I don't know which one that is, Debbie. Is that Addie? On the hay bale. Yeah. Which one?
I think it's Rue.
Let me get my glasses out.
No, you're right. That's Addie. Rue's over here. It's Addie.
I'm not sure which one that is, Addie or Rue. But and there's Kango over there messing around, and here's I can't see the other one behind that post. But anyway, if you have some dogs like this, you'll see some. They'll do things like this. She's up on the hay bale. They're quite good climbers, and so she's just surveying her domain, her territory from the bale of hay. Interesting behavior of these dogs. And there's the other one right there. And this is our, like I told you, this is our front porch of our barn welcome center area. Okay, once again, this is Steve Coleman signing off.